Welcome back, or welcome to Autoimmune Health Solutions. My name is Dr. Michael Smith, and in this short series of videos, I'm going to share with you the 6 pillars of the Ancestral Autoimmune Protocol. Your third pillar is physical fitness, and there's nothing more important at the beginning of getting your health back than getting some rest. So fitness doesn't always mean more push-ups, more sit-ups, more pull-ups, more cardio, more CrossFit, more craziness. Sometimes physical fitness is about learning to rest deeply. So just in case you're worried that I'm going to start giving you lists of things you have to do to be healthy, that may come later. But at the beginning, the most important thing, honestly, is making sure that your body can, in the sense of yin and yang, sleep deeply, sit still for 30 minutes and not feel like you're crawling out of your skin. After that, however, you want to use your muscles as if they're an internal organ, because in a way they are. Your muscles can actually regulate your insulin, your cortisol, how well you sleep, how well you recover from injury, and how well your body repairs itself. An interesting thing to learn about fitness is, as you're tearing down and breaking down muscles to build them up to make them stronger, first thing to be aware of is you're going to be burning more calories for about 40 hours after you do your exercise. So if you're in the mindset that if I do this much exercise now, I burn this much calories now, that's sort of a 1980s way of looking at fitness. We understand now that what you're actually trying to do is trick your metabolism, or, well, trick may be the wrong word, guide your metabolism into doing what it's actually designed to do. So when you get more fit, in the sense of regular exercise, perhaps 20 minutes 3 times a week would be a good minimum to start with. What you're actually doing is building up more mitochondria in your muscles, especially if you spent the last 20 years in a chair, I don't know, watching TV or sitting at a desk and doing all that. Once your muscles start building more mitochondria, your whole metabolism starts to basically upregulate. And as well as that, because you're building more muscle and more strength, even if it's just a little bit, your body's producing more human growth hormone and some other background hormones that help your body repair injuries and build new tissue. So if you've got a lot of tissue damage from an inflammatory process in an autoimmune disease, which is about 80% of them, the most important thing you want to do once your diet and your metabolism is good and stable is make sure you're keeping that growth hormone and those other hormones active in your system, because they're going to help your body repair itself. It doesn't really matter if it's neurological, if it's in your digestive system, if it's in your joints. What matters the most is you have a healthy metabolism and you have the hormones from proper fitness and the metabolism and the muscle engine from proper fitness to actually repair your body. So that's an important, if not absolutely essential pillar at some point in your healing process. When it comes to an autoimmune condition and fitness, my recommendation is to seek out a clinician who knows enough about both, or hopefully a lot about both. Because you can, unfortunately, maybe meet a clinician who's really focused on the fitness aspect first and doesn't recognize that if they overdo the fitness, they can actually increase the autoimmune dysfunction. That doesn't happen very often, but it can at the beginning. So it's always good to find the best possible support, because these things are complicated, and you need to find someone who really understands what's going on to get this right. And again, lab testing always helps everyone be more precise. When we think of physical fitness and the 4 phases, phase 1 is all about rest. So we're not going to try and do anything that creates a lot of exertion. But if you're a person who wants to keep moving, you want to do something to keep your metabolism healthy, your muscles healthy, while you're going through phase 1, which is only usually a couple of weeks, you might want to do some swimming. You might want to get into some stretching. You might want to consider spending time in a sauna to help your body mobilize a lot of very subtle tissue changes that I'll explain in other videos. In phase 2, when it comes to fitness, we're going to actually want to focus on circuit training, because we want to build those mitochondria back in your body to make sure your whole metabolism is running at a good rate. As your muscles become more toned, you're also going to want to make sure that you're doing deep, long stretching. Another good idea in phase 2 is to actually make sure your posture is as aligned and balanced as possible. I think we're all aware of the difference in people that we meet who have a really good posture, they have poise, they have alignment, they have agility, and they just look more fit and young, even if they don't have big muscles, because you can see that they have an integrity to the way that they move, even if they're standing more or less still. Posture is super important. And again, the oldest healing traditions in the world, say from China or India, they focus on Qigong and yoga, which are basically mostly about posture and stretching and stillness. Also in phase 2, you're going to want to focus on stretching. And I don't mean just some basic stretches. I'm thinking about the kind of stretching that takes 20 or 30 minutes where you're really challenging your deeper connective tissue, you're challenging the length of your nerve tracts, and more important than anything, you're stretching out on all possible directions and dimensions your fascia, because that's where your body holds a lot of memory, where a lot of the long-term and latent damage can actually still exist in your body. So staying in that healthy diet, keeping your metabolism working properly, and stretching deeply can help your body repair itself in some really, really fundamental ways. And I'll probably do a video specifically on the effect of stretching and tissue repair in another video. Phase 3 is when we want to actually start making our body repair itself with a little bit of pressure. And that's when we want to get involved in some high intensity training, which actually focuses on growing not only muscles, but also nerves. There's another kind of training that I've found to be very effective in helping my patients or people I might be supporting in their work as athletes. It's called Tabata training. And I encourage you to look that up online, because it's an approach to doing some resistance training that has some great research on building tissue and building muscle as fast as possible. In phase 3, I also encourage my patients and my friends and myself to commit to some kind of a class. Now, some people prefer to do these things at home. You can watch a video at home, or I'm sure there's lots of classes you can follow online. And this is for exercise, it could be for stretching, it could be for meditation, Qigong, yoga. But you want to go into an environment where there's a beginning and an end for each class that you're committed to, and preferably a beginning and an end over a few months to that commitment. If you're a person who's had trouble maintaining a good mindset, this is a great experiment to make sure you can commit from the beginning to an end of a practice and the beginning to the end of a few month commitment. Really important, really healthy, and again, a component of you becoming more confident with how you're going to manage your condition in the long term. In phase 4, we have kind of two ideas. One is challenge your endurance, but don't overdo your endurance. It's finding that balance, which is kind of unique for everyone. And another thing I encourage my patients to do in stage 4 is find some kind of team sport or team activity. As we learned in the pillar on support, people need to interact with people and people need to collaborate. So as you get through the 4 phases of getting your fitness back together, one of the best things you can do is tie it in with your need for more social connection and play. And this is a really hard subject to get into quickly, but people also need to be able to be a little bit rough and to bang into the world and to kind of bang into each other. And I don't mean that to like hurt each other. It's more to make sure that our boundaries are flexible and we're allowed to push against them a little bit. That's what actually makes people very, very fit and vital, as well as knowing you're up to challenges. We all need safety when we need it, but there's a trend nowadays to focus on safety in safe places instead of getting safe enough to feel good enough to go out and play with your boundaries again. It's all about yin and yang. It's all about balance. Thanks for watching the video, and please hit that subscribe button, ring that little bell, share this with anyone you might think would need it, and more than anything, please leave a comment, or probably more important than that, leave a question for me as to what kind of videos you would like me to make to support you in your health. I'm actually having fun doing this now. I think I've got it kind of worked out. So let me know what you need a video on, and I'll do my best to put that in the pipe and get it back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching again, and have a great day.